Shout out to everybody here on this beautiful Saturday morning. God bless each and every one of you for jumping on in. 97,500 for Bitcoin. Are we going up or are we going down? We're going to break it down. See what happens with this weekly close. Let's get it in. sorry. I was having a bit of a panic attack. No, I'm just joking. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. We're going to start it off fresh like we do every single day. Hope you can hear me. May God bless you all. I know you can't see me. I'm hiding behind the veil right now. I want you to understand what the voice can do. Feel the voice. Feel the understanding of the tone. So much stronger than the vision. You know, the audio really creates the mood. Okay? He was... Someone's so funny, man. Someone said I was on the rig. Come on, man. Not that early. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's get it in. We're going to break it down for you like we do every single day here on the channel. BTC coming at you right after this beautiful intro. God bless you all. Love you. Just wanted to play with you guys for a second. Give you that anticipation. What you're waiting for. Is this thing on? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here on this God-given beautiful day. May you stay blessed. May you have an amazing day with your family. It's Sunday. I'd like to dedicate that day at least to my kids one day. You know what I mean? Try to be a dad. You know what I mean? Somewhat of a... hey, I'm just messing with you. I do spend a lot of time with my children. I cuddled with my little three and a half year old all night last night. My little baby girl, man. I love my kids. Blessings on blessings. Bitcoin holding it down. Suit jackets making me look big. Feeling good. 97,470. How are you feeling today? How's your family? I hope everyone's doing good. How's the dog? How's the cat? Grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, nephew, niece. You know, cousin once removed. Second cousin, third cousin, fourth cousin, fifth cousin. Hope everybody's doing well. Grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, great uncle, godfather, godmother. Hope everyone, mom, dad, brother, sister, everyone's doing well in your life. May God bless you all for being here. All right. Sam gets on it. Bitcoin gets the pump to the upside. Let's take a look at the BOOKMAP and see, does it have enough liquidity for us to get away? And right now, you know, they're scant, but they're trying to drag us down to 96,000, these old boys. They could be spoofing us, whatever they're doing. They said there's some spoofing going on this weekend. I was reading about the liquidity, but they want to bring us back down to $96,000, even possibly down to 95. 94 was that area I was looking at for BTC. We take a look here down at 100,000. We still got orders up there, but can we get there is the question. You know, the closest in Redis brings you down to 96,000. Doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure, but it means that it definitely has a high probability of happening. So that's just what we got to look at, baby. That's what we got to look at. All right. Breaking it down. Oh my God, I just coughed out an NFT. Shout out to everyone. You got to do something in the morning, man. You can't be the same guy every day. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Look at that 1 minute breaking above the 200 MA. That's my signal for a pump to the upside for Bitcoin. Do I take it? Usually not on the weekends. It's pretty lackluster, and this looks like a shoulder ahead and a right shoulder beginning to form, but at the same time, you never know. They've been doing everything they can to throw off the trader. And look, there was a nice flag that did break up to the upside. Beautiful flag. I gave this to the trading group right when I woke up. I said, man, I just saw this. But look, I see kind of a shoulder ahead and a right shoulder. Doesn't look amazing. We're going to break down what I see happening for Bitcoin, but it seems to have a rolling over vibe. Like it just doesn't want to get to the next level. Just had a nice pump up there to 97.6, but is that sustainable? Hey, if you can stay above the 200 MA right here, we could get a pump all day. You know, pumps can start right here and continue all the way to the upside. There's a chance we could get it in. But, you know, on a Sunday, you'll see. I don't know. It is bullish. My baby right now is the winner of the day is TIA. I mean, this thing is a monster going to all-time high. I mean, it looks like it's going to go back. But look what it did in just a few days. All the way. It looks like it's going to head all the way to the target. Look at this straight up. I didn't know coins went straight up. Like straight to the upside. This is absolutely insane. Celestia. And my team knows I put about 14 grand down here. I am up massively on this call. Unbelievable. Shout out to, and I boatload into TIA in the last rally. So I'm a TIA, I'm sitting on a boatload of TIA, and you get to stake it and earn, constantly earn. So beautiful, beautiful move here for TIA. Don't chase the candle. Well, look at that beautiful flag. I teach my students low stochastic, touching the 21, inside a flag, and that thing was just gone this morning. Doesn't care about Bitcoin to the upside. And that's the BTC pair, If you look at the BTC pair, probably beating up on BTC. TIA, BTC here on Kraken, Bitcoin, CoinX. And yeah, they're just doing the same, doing damage. So, you put in one Bitcoin, you start with 10 Bitcoins, and you would have put a Bitcoin, got in and out of this, it made 61%. I mean, the real key is to hold Bitcoin and just trade BTC pairs all day and make more Bitcoin against your Bitcoin. And then at the end of the rally, end up with 10 Bitcoin, end up with 100 Bitcoin, and 10x your Bitcoin, and walk away. If you make so much Bitcoin during the rally, like if you 10x your Bitcoin during the rally, then you won't care if Bitcoin drops by 50% at the end of the rally. Why? Because you'll still be so up. You see? You get what I'm saying? I don't know. Morning, Sam. Bitcoin dominance, por favor. We're going to take a look at it all. We're going to break it down for you, for sure. Matter of fact, even though I don't normally do this, I'm going to have to bring the music down, and I'm going to do my macro top-down analysis with each and every one of you. I was so exhausted on Friday, I didn't get a chance to do it. And I know it's missing, and I got to do it. So I'm just going to do a record of it right now, all right, just so you know. And yes, it is, repurp, whatever, but it's better than just not having it out there for people that want to see it. And I love it. I appreciate it, too. And it's just going to help me in my own mind. So I realize I do it for myself, not really almost for anybody else. And so I got to get it done. If anyone's okay with me, I got to do my macro technical analysis video. But it's going to help us all. All right. It's going to help us all. 97,374. Bitcoin not looking amazing. Hi, my name is Sam Price, technical analyst for over 10 years. And I want to break down Bitcoin for you right now. We're going to do our macro technical analysis. We're going to do Bitcoin total 3, Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, the DXY, gold, S&P futures, the NASDAQ futures, and probably a few other charts that'll blow your mind as well to keep you up to date in cryptocurrency. Let's break it down. Let's show you what I see happening in Bitcoin right now on the macro scale. Even right here, I see a shoulder, head, and a right shoulder on the 1 hour. However, we'll see how that plays out. We're getting a little bit of a pump. Can it play out here on a Sunday as we head into that weekly close? Weekly candle close will come tonight. We'll see what happens. And, we'll see where we go throughout the week. This will cover you for the rest of the week, though. This video is really a good video to see kind of what's happening in the week ahead. We do this every single week, usually on a Friday. Just got postponed, but we're back at it here for you. So looking here at Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's likely 3 white soldiers is a bullish sign. You close that candle green, that is a continuation pattern that could continue. I've seen it many times. So right off the bat, The weekly looks interesting. The weekly looks good. And the close right now is absolutely beautiful. If you were to say anywhere we have some type of support or resistance, it's where these two candles closed, right there, 89, and even there at about $80,000. Again, people would say, oh, we come back down to support, which was resistance at 71.70, but we never revisited this support after impulse. We never revisited this, previous support after impulse. So I think it's unlikely that we come back down to this key area. I'm going to delete those for now. We don't need them. So here we go. And we could start resistance. So where do you stand if you do get a bit of a pullback? Well, we're in price discovery. So at this point, we're still in price discovery. This is similar to a smaller chart on like the 1 minute just ripping. I mean, if you were a 1,000-year-old being, the weekly would look just like the 1 second chart to you. So this is the 1 second chart in my mind. If you don't, you know what I mean? If you can extrapolate where you are in space and time, all the time frames are the same. Bitcoin's in price discovery. If Bitcoin did a little bit of something like this and ended up pumping, that would be like a coin on the 1 second or the 5 minute one day where we say it can't stop, Anyway, so you'd pull a Fibonacci and take a look here, and it does say, hey, $79,000, $80,000 could be a key level for BTC. I'm looking for the red candle to close here on the 3-day chart. Every time the 3-day candle gets a red close, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. It would tell us we were going to get the pullback. We almost got it there, but no. And there, but no. This candle has 1 day and 11 hours to close. When that candle closes, we're going to know. All right. It's going to tell us what's happening, and it's going to give us that idea there. All right. So if that closes red, we're likely getting a bit of a pullback. We're going to flip on the moving averages, and price action is going to come somewhat back to the 21-day moving average. In very bullish times, the 0.5 tends to hold you down, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do go to the 0.6 and bounce. But we could bounce right there at about 88,000, 87, and maybe even at 92, right? There's your level. There's your, the last level of really supportive resistance that we've made is right there at about 92,005. And we'll go to smaller time frames to really dig in here because you have to in price discovery, and it's going to give us a little more insight. But, could we go back to 80? That, to me, the worst case scenario would be a bounce off that 618 at around $80,000. I'm open-minded to it. I've seen it happen many times. It can't be like, oh, Bitcoin's invincible just because it's Bitcoin. So Bitcoin finally did close a red candle next to a green candle, which, like we showed you on that, right there was no good. Right there is no good. Right there we somehow beat it. But things were extremely crazy for that run up to 100,000. Here the same idea here is the 1 minute, the 21 months that kind of, coax price back to it. And you're seeing like, hey, it's time to probably come back down here. Right. So it looks like a week from now when I'm doing my macro analysis, Bitcoin is either sideways or coming further to the downside. Right. The smaller time frames may prevail. Something may change, and maybe we do something like this and we do a nice sideways flag. But because of the distance on the 21, it looks like we're going to start to come down a little bit. Key level I'd be looking at is about 92,000, maybe even 91.82. This is the area that I'd look for. We could come here and then even wick down, something like that. So again, I'm not guaranteeing a pullback for sure, but it looks likely to me that Bitcoin is pulling back on the grander scheme of things here. And that's just kind of what I see happening for BTC, right? On the bigger idea. Watch me throughout the week to see what's happening. This could change, but that's the macro analysis here for Bitcoin, that we're going to have to come back to this 21 on the daily. And, we're going to get a little bit of a pullback here. It could pull back some altcoins. I think some altcoins will still pump. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about today. That brings us to total market cap. The total market cap of all of cryptocurrency. All right. You always want to kind of check on this and see what's happening. Again, we had it in this beautiful, nice flag. The flag broke to the upside. The measured move for this takes us all the way to, 4.3 billion. But we're going to take a look at it on the weekly. We're going to clean it up. We're going to show you what's happening. But this, we're suggesting a bigger move here. And the last time we went over it, I think I was looking at it here in this flag. Yes, this is what I was showing you guys on the macro analysis video. And I'm in this telling you, hey, there's the target for this key area. So a little bit of a pullback right now, though, as you can see. And we're going to break that down and show you it all and kind of see. But so far, we got halfway to the move that we've predicted there that goes to $3.77 trillion. Let's take a look at the weekly and look at our key levels. So, price discovery, we ripped above this level. We ripped above that level. Beautiful, beautiful. a lot, not as far as Bitcoin is away from its all-time high, as you can see. Like, we just kind of breached it and ripped. We're very far away from the 21-day moving average. So it tells us, whenever that happens, we either have to go sideways for a bit or pull back a little bit. Every time you get that distance, it tells me that we definitely have to be careful. Something, you're getting into the extended areas of price action. You're looking in here too, and the same thing here on the 3-day. If that closes bearish, you're looking for some type of pullback, and it looks like the whole market will get a bit of a retracement, and people may start to take some bigger profits out of the market. The daily too as well, same thing as today. It didn't close yesterday red, but today it's threatening to close red, and if it does that, that's a bearish engulfing candle against the next candle there, and you would be looking for some type of pullback. Level we're looking at there, again, is $3 trillion market cap to hold us and get our next big leg. So we're just looking for that little pullback here. Maybe, I don't know, 6 to 10 days, maybe less, and then we rocket back up there and start really charging forward into January, and we just blast off, okay? That is the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency. The level you want to see hold is $3 trillion. Then we probably come to 2.83 and then 2.63 if we do see a bigger pullback. Unlikely when you just got a golden cross on the daily. A lot of times you're just starting off with some type of pullback for a bigger move to the upside. You never know, but I've seen that many times. Total 3 is the entire market cap of all of the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Total 3 absolutely took off to the upside, absolutely ripping, right? Same thing here. If you were back watching us at Total 3, we were looking at these flags breaking to the upside and talking about the measured move of this leg blasting. This didn't get all the way there, but got pretty close and almost hit the $1 trillion market cap. We can't wait to see these altcoins hit 1 trillion. That's going to be absolutely amazing. If you know, I'm called Sammy Cup and Handy. We saw this cup and handle. We talked about it many, many times, right? We went over it so much. We saw the cup and handle on the 3-day chart on the smaller. That's how we knew we were actually entering alt season, and we started loading up on alts down there, right, when we were at $500 billion, and then we got the signal to the upside. It was a beautiful time to be alive, and we've been buying alts from down here, you guys know, and that's the key of being in the market as long as we do, and streaming live every day for over 1,400 days. You're going to get that move, right? So Total 3 wants to go further up to probably $1.62 trillion. Again, it's going to be some pullback on the way. Nothing goes straight up forever. I've never seen it. That was a pretty good move of attempting to do that, though. So I'm looking at to go to $1.6 trillion. 3-day chart, again, looks like it may get a bit of a pullback. Still green, though. Has not closed a red candle. And then here we are in the daily. So same suggestion here. And again, I have seen uptrending flags that meet up. We could go up. And there's a chance that this doesn't get a pullback. And people just keep ripping. And we pull, So I don't know how it's going to go. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I do know, though, that price action is not going to start ripping, unlikely to rip to the upside. It's going to start kind of finding its way to near or close to this 21-day moving average, so it can kind of start to find a move here on Total 3. So, not the worst, not the best. We're kind of in a holding pattern here. And I do see next week when I'm here, which is today is what, the 24th? So that would be, somewhere around December 1st or something like that. Maybe 31 days in November. I don't know. 30 days in November. So, we'd be there at about December 1st. It looks like we're going to be pulling back somewhere into this region. But hopefully at that point, things will look bullish for the next bigger move to the upside. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. It finally gave way. Beautiful move. We saw it was going to move, but was it going to move as, I didn't know we were going to get that much of an awesome dump. We were saying last week when we were there, right, on the 19th, that we were going to get this kind of somewhere in this area. We were going to have a break back to the upside. We got the break back up, but beautiful. Rejection at the top of this channel. It was like a rising wedge, and then it broke down beautifully. It looks better on the 1-hour time frame if you can see how that just absolutely took down. And then you see here, look, shoulder, head, right shoulder, bit of an M pattern. Losing the 200 MA on the 1-hour time frame. You watch this like a hawk. When that lost the 200 MA, you knew that's like your signal for altcoins to rip. So just like I teach you how to trade the 200 MA on Bitcoin and all these different time frames and all these different assets, same thing here. This gives you a macro analysis of what's happening on the bigger scale of things and how to trade them on that level too, right? So you can see, boom, Bitcoin falling further to the downside right now. So that look, Bitcoin dominance. But look, Adam and Eve double bottom broke back to the upside here. We didn't get this breakdown as we were looking at. We didn't get this amazing continuation. So what happens now? Well, I mean, people are going to run into Bitcoin when the market drops a little bit. Why? Because it's going to drop less than their altcoin. Their altcoin could drop 20, 30, maybe 50%. But Bitcoin's only going to drop 10 or, something like that. Maybe 20 at the most. It has corrections like this. So I wouldn't be surprised if this comes a downward flag and maybe we get a push further to the upside here before maybe a bigger rejection. But, watch your altcoins. It looks like we could get a bump in Bitcoin dominance here to the upside. So I'd watch your altcoins on the big, on the bigger scale. Let's take a look at our weekly. And our weekly just, to me, looks like it's going to level out. I don't think we're going to lose much Bitcoin dominance because you're going to gain some if Bitcoin falls back, something like this. And then when Bitcoin gets ready again, it's ready to rip. So Bitcoin dominance just looks like a slight pullback here before another big move. The golden cross, we just got this to cross the 200, the 100. These are all bullish signs of a continuation leg for BTC. We take a look at U.S. Tether dominance, and that also was the real one that you wanted to see take that drop, right? And when you're watching Bitcoin dominance, you also want to see Tether dominance lose that 200 MA. We call that out. We like to see that. I don't think Tether's that enticing right now. I think even DCAing into altcoins, as Bitcoin dumps, there's going to be DCA moments, and then people are going to also grab Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's enticing right now, and so are the altcoins. It's leading me to believe that you may get a pullback, but it's more likely, I believe, this continues sideways. Who knows, though? If you watch this and you get a jump in a green candle and this starts to rip back up, I mean, you have yourself a bit of a double bottom here, then maybe, wow, we're going to get a really bigger pullback. But if this starts to kind of mill out and go sideways, it gives you an indication that we're just getting a slight pullback for Bitcoin. People are kind of allocating their Tether where they want, and we're going to get that continuation down. So you really want to watch this for the next few weeks here on Tether dominance. We get 2 green candles in the next 2 weeks clean up here. It's going to change kind of, our time frames. So that is Tether dominance and Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the DXY. It's been pumping with Bitcoin. Hasn't really been an adversary recently. They've been pumping together. I see the DXY continuing. Very bullish sign. Donald Trump in office. He's he's strong on the dollar. And it just looks like he'll make the dollar stronger in, many ways around the world. The tariffs alone, the way they're going to use it, just his general economic strategy strengthens the dollar. You can see just speculatively, it's already been playing out over time. I would watch this flag. No guarantees it continues to pump. But, as long as this stays inside this flag like this, the 21, it looks highly likely you'll make a bull flag. And the dollar will continue to pump. And it's kind of doing its own thing right now because it has its own correlations. There will be a chance the dollar dumps, Bitcoin pumps. They will somewhat, but they can pump together. As you can see, they've been pumping together for the last few weeks. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. I got a call on the S&P right now. It's a great time to be on my channel. If you're in, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But the S&P looks beautiful. Rising wedges break out parabolically. The S&P was, remember, pumping when Bitcoin was kind of, doing nothing. Then it was dumping while Bitcoin was pumping. Now the S&P is kind of ready. The weekly looks really good. All the macros look like we could take a nice move. We took a look at the 3-day chart. It's slightly curving, but it's high or low, bouncing off support. Looks absolutely beautiful. I look at the daily with this curve, and the S&P looks like we wake up next week, come up, come down, but eventually, a few weeks from now, it says we're getting a big move here on the S&P. The entry was right there that I gave on the last, week's macro technical analysis. This is in the money right now. And so far, it's playing out exactly as we talked about. I see the S&P continuing and breaking out of this rising wedge and headed to $6,800. A lot of people really like those. I'm getting messages. One guy said he longed the S&P last year and it changed his life when he watched the macro. So look at this. Same thing here on the NASDAQ. If you're a nasty NAS player, same idea here. And we talked about it, I think, on the stream the other day. But there's the trade right there, 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio. The entry is even now. The stop loss below 19.8. And this thing looks like it's going to continue to go to the upside. You look at the CME watch tool, and that's telling us that there's probably going to be another rate cut, right? So let me take a look at the CME watch tool and add that in here for your update. That's a big deal. You know, that's going to speculate that we're going to get a move. 24 days now as we head closer to the event. Actually, it's pretty back and forth. Interesting. 52%, though, is that we're going to get the cut. So it's more one way than the other. Wow, it's usually a lot higher. But as we get closer, we'll see how that changes. But I'm still bullish. The TA for me is higher lows, bouncing off support above these high volume nodes, low volume, ready to rock on the stochastics, MACD turning. This all looks really good to me for a move on the NASDAQ to 25,000. And it looks like it could get there by, the beginning of January, first week of January. The only thing about that is, like, it looks like the beginning of the year, we might have to get some type of pullback in the markets because we're going to be over frothy at that point. So there we have it, right? And let's take a look at our baby gold. Gold right here. Gold, 2,700. Huge rip this week. But, I do see gold slightly cooling off here. All right. It had a nice rip to the upside, though. Wow, the weekly looks interesting. I just want to see, actually the weekly on the 21 tells me that's likely but when the weekly it's the 21 in a macro uptrend, it's likely your bottom. So it tells me you don't see it like under $2,500 gold probably, maybe ever again, which is kind of crazy. I'd look for this to make a flag and continue out on the weekly. You might have some sideways weeks for gold, but it looks like by March, gold's going to start to make a massive move to the upside all the way into July. And a play on gold looks very, very likely here coming up. Last but not least, I want to take a look at SOL.D BTC, a trade we always kind of go over here on the channel and show you how SOL.D BTC just continues to rip against Bitcoin. As it's a mess, right? Delete all this. SOL.D BTC is just consolidating nicely too. And when what this tells me is there's a big rally coming. When it looked like Bitcoin was going to dump bad and we were going down to 57 in Solana, I kept going to this chart, right? And this chart kept showing me consolidation. And it kind of would give me, it would rest my would give me this probability that I didn't have to worry. Why? Because I said, if we were in a macro downtrend and things were really bad, then this would collapse and they would both dump together. But this kept going sideways, telling me it was brewing, getting ready for something. I was like, what are you getting ready for? Then we had that pump, right? That huge pump. And here you can see again, like they're both kind of just going sideways. Fine. Bitcoin goes down to 90,000, whatever. And the money flows back into Solana. Like the SOL Bitcoin trade is strong because that holds both liquidity. It's just kind of bouncing back and forth. And if this stays strong, it means that money's in there. And then eventually, if this has a big move is coming for SOL BTC, then that means Bitcoin has to get a big pump. Because if Bitcoin gets a big pump, SOL gets a big pump. And that's how SOL outperforms Bitcoin. So this chart gives me some indication that we're actually in a really good place for the market. And as long as we hold this, if this starts to lose this trend line into something like that, that's going to change how I feel. But this stays tight like this. It's giving us a secret passage, a secret little message that nobody knows about what's happening to the market. Everybody, thank you so much for watching this macro technical analysis video. I hope you like it. It breaks down everything kind of for the week. We'll be back next Friday to show you this. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and hit the the notification bell to find out. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. All right, cool. Thank you so much, everyone. But that really gave us a good insight as to what's happening in the market. All right. Let's take a look at BTC USDT here and take a look at what's happening to Bitcoin as we speak. Yeah, losing 97,000, getting the break to the downside. And you can kind of see that Bitcoin wanted to move down. All right. Let me do my macro analysis again for you guys, just my regular one. But it suggests that we're getting a move down. Rounded tops do not pay the bills. You don't want a rounded top. Okay, you want a rounded bottom. Whenever you can round the top, it just doesn't feel good. It's not a good idea for me on any asset in the world. Like, it doesn't matter, right? Does that mean, do you bail on all your altcoin positions? I mean, if you're trading leverage, the money should be had after when, like last night, or when things are up huge. When you saw me selling Doge, taking positions, or just saying, hey, we're a little frothy here. But look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. That's a head and shoulder pattern for sure. That's likely to break to the downside. And the 4 hour is likely to come back down here to this 21. That's a Bart-Simpson pattern. It just looks very likely. All right. It's already kind of starting as we speak. And, you know, and again, you're not late if this short has more moves, right? Do I short right now? I tend not to short Bitcoin in these massive uptrends. But, you know, maybe I'll jump in on a short. I always say that. But lately, that was the old me. The new me has, like, I can short the market pretty well at any moment. So I have more skills than I used to have. So it's funny. The old me is like, no, I don't do that. But the new me is like, hey, but you see it, and it's right there. And, you know, the 30-minute lost to 200 MA. You know, easy short for me right there is to jump on in with a stop on the other side and just let that puppy ride down. You know, it's going to come down to the 1 hour 200, right? That's likely. So once you lose the 30-minute, and so I taught my students this, once you lose the 15-minute 200 MA, you're likely headed down to the 30-minute 200 MA. And if once you lose the 30-minute 200 MA, you're likely headed down. You could even say the 45 first, if you want to be real, you know. And then if you lose that, you're headed back down to the 1 hour time frame. That just looks so likely, in my humble opinion. You got a rounded top. You got a shoulder head on the right shoulder. I've seen this pattern of many, many times on other assets in my life. You have the tight moving averages. Whenever they're tight, we like to pump up to the 200. They're tight right now. We're going to dump down to the 200. It's the exact same thing that we do. Bitcoin's likely taking a dump here to the downside. We just lost a heavy move there. And there you have it, right? When you're in a long and you see that the 15-minute loses the 200 MA, it's time to jump out of the long, all right? It's time to jump out of the long. You know, you do whatever makes you happy, but that's what I'm doing, all right? You'll never see me be like, yeah, I'm going to open a long here. You know what I mean? Now we got to get a bounce. Now you got to see key levels. But to me, it's just very likely you're going to head down here to about 94,500 for Bitcoin. However, every time what I've supposed to happen, we've gotten a vicious buy up. Because you'd think, like, who's selling their Bitcoin right now? Like, I did look at a macro analysis, though, that told me a lot about what happened. And it's interesting. It breaks down a lot of things that you didn't think about. I wonder if I left it out here. Yeah, the spoofing drives price action. It's a good article for me to bring some insight to you guys, because I wanted to pull out some data that you may not realize. They can give you some insight. And I actually never thought about it, but I knew what it meant when I read it, you know. Now they're spoofing. They're saying they're spoofing, which they're pulling the price further down. You know, they want to pull it down to 95, 97,000 with the bid liquidity down there, right? So anyway, but the unrealized profit levels are elevated, currently at 57, you know, approaching the mark peak of 69. So when there's that, when 69% of people are unrealized in profit, it creates, eventually people are going to sell, right? It's just it's a fact of human life. So when you don't know what an asset's going to do, you got to look at how humans have behaved in the past, right? So in the past, when Bitcoin's had an unrealized profit of 69%, when 69% of all the positions that they can see are in unrealized profit, I mean, eventually, like, that can't hold, right? Now, maybe 47% stay, maybe 50, but even when you take a 19% off the table, it's going to have an effect on the market. So right now, the unrealized profit's sitting at 57%, and it's continuing to further post, right? And the fear and greed's at a very, very high place, right? We were at 93 the other day. I mean, that was just, you know, it's an insane place to be, right? Who's selling Bitcoin on 100K? Everyone who is smart wants profits. I sold all Bitcoin at 90K, bought at 4K. Interesting. There you go. Yeah. See, I'm in Bitcoin for 10 years, and I started accumulating it a long, you know, like a long time ago. I mean, wow, he sold his Bitcoin from $4,000. See, that's crazy. I would never do that, you know, because I have a 10 years from now, you know, I would kick myself for selling Bitcoin that I bought at $4,000. But again, you and me are different. You have a different plan than I do. And that's the key. Okay? And that's the key. I'm going to jump in here and look at the chat and see what's happening in the chat on that fan. Shout out to Sean. God bless you. Anyone, if you want to join the trading group and jump on in, okay? And sorry to make you sit through that macro analysis, but it was good. We needed it. We all needed it. We needed to get a big idea of what's happening on all the markets around us, okay? So we weren't just like staring in a hole, you know? Morning, Sam. Bitcoin dominance, por favor. We took a look at that. Great top data analysis. Thank you. God bless you, man. Three Much Crypto. Thank you so much. It's very nice of you to say. That means a lot to me. God bless you, brother. A little bounce there for Bitcoin, right? Wow, back at 96,000 so fast. Oh, so fast. for BTC. And yeah, you just, covering positions is the key to life. All right? Covering positions is the key to life. When I see that I'm losing, and again, remember, it all started when the 7-minute decided to lose the 200 MA. It really all started when the 15, remember yesterday on the channel, we broke this candle here, and the 15-minute broke below the 200 MA. And I said, man, we haven't had a 15-minute candle below since the 18th of November. And now we had it here, right? And so you had 5 days of just absolute absurdity where you could make all the money in the world. Like any leverage trader, you could just hand over fist take money out of the market. That's what the bull run, is going to be. That's kind of, we're going to get essences of this. Everyone's like, the bull run, it's been the bull run. That's another thing. Everyone's telling you the bull run. This is the bull run. Like, there are profits to be had. There's moves to be made right now, right? You're the opportunity. Don't forget that, I'm taking profits out of the market today and stashing them. You know what I mean? I know everyone's like, but why aren't you? I bought a lot of coins. I got my position straight. Okay. Like, there's life too. You know what I mean? There's a balance. When I started realizing that it was just, I used to think the market was the only thing, and I threw all my money in it. And it was all about the market all the time. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you my life. And now I realize that, I got to take a little piece for me sometimes. I got to take a little back for me. Even everyone's like, but I used to be like, no, but I need to be all in. That coin's going to 10x. I need to put everything I have in it. And yes, like in some instances, some positions are like that, but it can't be every position. And what about me as a person in my position in life? So, because I used to, that wasn't one of my ideas. I'd have like all my buckets and it'd just be all in investments. What if the investments went wrong and something wasn't there and there was nothing for me on the side? And it's happened to me. And then I've had to go back to work and go the hard way. And when I had it all already. And so I've learned from that lesson, and now I've learned no matter what, right? So we've hit this key level. You can see the gap of the VRVP too. I mean, and you can see that 91,800 is a key level. There's a lot of buyers down there. That's where the most buyers are now that we've lost this high volume node. So it starts off with a drop here to 94, and then we could get a bigger drop down to 91. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bearish news. Now, how do we get there is the question. All right. So the daily has made its choice to come back to the 21-day moving average. We actually were talking about it before it happened, right? Even as Bitcoin was pumping a little bit, I was bearish. Let's be honest, right? And the daily is starting its move to the downside, for sure. I mean, and again, whenever you close a daily candle red, it's really simple. You open a short with a stop up here. It's almost like that simple. It doesn't mean every time it's going to win, but that's, all the people that were shorting before that, just wait for the daily candle to close red. That's it. All right. Am I shorting? I didn't open a short there. It's just really not my style, man. I guess I could have, though. Why not? There's money to be had, right? And I knew not to go hard in my longs, I knew to take my longs off the table. So, and to cut my losses instead of go go with everything I have and just continue to long right now. I mean, it's the writings on the wall. We're coming to this 21-day moving average. We're hoping it gets higher than, 89 or 91K before we get there. All right. But a pullback looks for sure. I mean, we have bearish divergence on the daily time frame. These clearly don't, Sam, I printed hard with you in Discord. I told everyone about your 90% win rate. I told you before about MCEN. It had a dip, then announced we's listing him pump. Can you check the charts, please? Wow, that's kind of cool that it got on MEMEFI. I didn't think it was going to get that. Same market cap, though. That we found it at like 1.62, I think a $2 million market cap. It was sitting right there. It dipped, came back down. Now it's kind of sitting in the same spot. Nothing amazing, I'll be honest. Nothing amazing. But it did get a nice pump. I'll give you that. And, now it's flagging out. And now that it's on MEMEFI, that might change some things. And MEMEFI, it kind of looks, MCEN, it's just funny, right? They're a little. But, man, that flag might continue to pump. This MEMEFI listing really might take it to the next level. And as weird as it is, it looks like, and again, I don't have any, everybody. I just want to make it clear. He did make a meme of me on Twitter, which is super nice. So, hey, he won my favor over. I mean, the guy did, It was a cool little thing. But that's a complex inverted head and shoulder, as messy as it is. And there's a measured move there. You can see the length of the neckline to the head, suggesting that it could break out. So there's some TA there with and we have a stochastics pointing to the upside. Some TA there suggesting you get a move. You called SEI. SEI, for example, you called SEI. Thank you. Some amounts actually pumping in this Bitcoin pullback so far. Won't last long. TIA was on an absolute tear. Like, TIA is just like ripping. And finally did get the pullback, right? But it was just like loving life right now. Just like going for it. Just absolutely going for it. Yeah, the daily away from the 21-day moving average, right? Whenever I'm in a 1 minute trade like that, it tells me I should take some profits, right? Can never hurt to take some profits, no matter what you do, right? But just getting above the 200 on the daily, that's a rippage. You know, now you just got to come back to the 21 again, and that's when you get back in again. Just like we trade, you know what I mean? Just like we trade. See how I teach you how to trade the small time frames? It's the same idea. Same idea. And that's how we do it. We go back and forth, right? And with this bigger Bitcoin pullback, we are going to get a pullback. And that's why it's good to have, like, you know, to be happy. To be happy, you know. Take some profits off the table, stack some chips, right? What a big move. Like, I sold half my TIS stack right now. I did, you know, because it's just so likely. And if it keeps pumping, so be it. I don't care. I'll find a meme or something, and you know what I mean? It'll go somewhere better. No fear. See, I used to be like, oh, but what about that position? For the rest of my life, I always think about TIA. And that's someone who lives in fear, no opportunity. The idea is I put tons of money down here. I waited for a while. I was down for a bit. I got all my money back and some. And I took some profits. Just felt like it was a good thing to do with this Bitcoin pullback. All right. So the coin unlocks are just too brutal. Yeah. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go. No clue. You know what I mean? I really don't. I have no idea. And I always said, you know, watch the 15-minute 200 MA. If we lose the 15-minute 200 MA, you like, look here. This is well above its 15-minute 200 MA. But if this loses that, you know, you're going to come down. And look, you have a bit of bearish divvy here too. Like, that's bearish divergence. You know what I mean? Look at this. Look, I'm going to have to, and I usually don't do this, but look at this guy. I lost so much of my portfolio because you set up last night. What a loser, right? He just blamed other people for his losses. Whoa, what a horror. Like, this is a person, this is a good example. I love you, Lee. You actually need prayer and help. I shouldn't make fun of you, but God bless you, man. This is who you don't want to be. Someone that blames others for your behavior, okay? Not a good look. Not a good look. We make people very strong here on the channel. We show people how to become strong people and how to change their lives. You see what I'm saying? Every single day. Every single day. Yeah. Anyway, blessings, yeah. Yeah, that's not how trading works. Amen. Yeah, exactly. Nobody took your money. No one clicked your button. No one put you into a trade. You know what I mean? You put yourself into your trade. You do your own thing. It is what it is. Completely up to you, regardless of the situation, you know? I have nobody to blame for my life, right? Can I blame you guys for my trades? Right? I'm married to my 60. I say every single day on my channel that I have no idea what could happen. I say I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. You could probably go back to I say it every day on every single live stream. I say I know nothing but the fact about ignorance, and the charts could dump at any moment and go correct completely the wrong way. I say I have no idea what could happen. I say I'm just trading a probability every single time I'm on live. Every single time I'm live. Yeah. Sam, I blame you for all the money I made on SEI. I know, right? It's all your fault, Sam. All right. Some of the people don't know how a market works. It's okay, man. It's okay. I'm not here to, I'm just going to move. God bless each and every one of you. Let's keep moving on and do what we do here on the channel. Funny how SEI dumped and then just pumped right back to the upside, though. Crazy. It's like they don't want to give up this puppy. See, what SEI is very close to the 21 on the daily. SEI doesn't look like everything else. SEI is in its own little channel. It looks like they took a lot of the profits out of Bitcoin and they're funneling it into SEI. Right now, SEI looks like the one that's going to pump for the next few days. I know you think I'm crazy. The market doesn't look amazing, but SEI looks like it's going to absolutely go crazy. Selling TIA for SEI might be the best move of my life. You know what I mean? And so people that know how to pivot and make a gain right now instead of complain and whine are people that are going to be able to make some moves. Now, maybe it makes a right shoulder here and it dumps. It does a bearish retest and it goes all the way back down. Who knows? But you do whatever makes you happy, right? I'm still long and strong on SEI and I'm not crying about it, right? Bang, shout out to Daddy Wub. Sab, your chart is logarithmic. Is it really? Let me see. Maybe you're right. I hope not, though. Oh my gosh, have I been logged the whole time? No. I think that's logarithmic, right? I'm trying to see which one. You can tell by like, yeah, this is logarithmic. How do you know when you're logarithmic? You'll make a measured move and it won't like, right? Or maybe, hold on, let's go back the other way. Where do you see the log too? Look for the L on the right of your screen. I'm looking for it. Where am I? That makes sense. I think I hit L yesterday because then when I made that one trade, it like the measured move looked like a little odd. Where's L? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I see it now. But the L isn't hit. That's logarithmic, see? Oh, there it is here. All right, cool. God bless you, brother. I think he was right. So look, this goes to 78. Yeah, because logarithmic will give you a longer target that doesn't exist. Amen. It's funny, those targets all got hit though. It's like, I guess trade logarithmic when you're in a bull run. You'll get better. You'll get better profits. But look, SEI follows suit. He took it, charges higher. SEI is looking beautiful, man. And look at the daily. Just look at your technical analysis. And you know, I may end up getting a gem here. And it also, if you look at it very closely, a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. So while everyone's kind of freaking out and focused on one thing, we're focused on the next, you know, and moving on to the next big move. SEI looks like it could take a huge move up here to 80. Bitcoin could even bounce here and it could all be like, you were scared again. You know what I mean? Everyone gets crazy. Very unlikely though. It looks like Bitcoin's going to go further to the downside here and take the market down a little bit. That's just what I see. I could be wrong. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Maybe it pumps all the way to the upside. You never know, right? Today marked me currently losing a third of the portfolio. Let's see where we go. Damn, how? I wanted to stress this point. God bless you, Sammy. Thank you so much for being here every day, being real and spreading positivity. Amen. Looking at the wrong EMS, mate. EMA 20 is for 5 days a week market. Bitcoin is 365 days. I don't know what this guy is. Chance to buy, bang, bang. Yeah. So this was likely going to come back down here to this key level. This didn't change anything. Okay, anyway, so this is good. And there's your measured move of the head and shoulder pattern, which comes right here. All right. Draw your Fibonacci off impulse, which we could draw the first one here. And we got a 618 and a 786. You know, if you go from that impulse, which is, you know, you could say, well, that was the bigger wick down right off the boom out. I mean, you kind of line right up with a 786. High volume node. And that's why 91.8 looks like a key area that I'm going to hone in on now. Once you start the move usually begins a bigger cascade to the downside. Okay. And so some altcoins are strong and they don't seem to care. TIA actually looks strong too. Looks like it may continue to pump. Let's look at TIA USDT. On MCEN. So we had this little flag last night. It boomed. A little bit of bearish div there now too, though, kicking in. But if you look at the 1 hour time frame, it says it still has legs on the stochastics RSI. It says like I could still pump here. Like the staking is good And Atom, see, the whole Atom ecosystem seemed to wake up out of nowhere and just decided it was going to rip. Honestly, this might continue to rip a little more. It really might. Look at our 15-minute. You'd be surprised. It looks like TA might just start to rip all day, baby, and just continue to pump. It really might, regardless of what Bitcoin's doing. I mean, the 1 hour still has legs. So when the 1 hour has legs like that, and the daily just got, you know, you could get one more big daily candle here. TA all the way to 963. I'm going to go look at Atom. If Atom is continuing to pump, that means TIA could continue to pump. Atom was lagging, so the whole market was kind of slipping. And then Atom's about to just make some massive moves. This is very interesting. 963 for TIA is the next target. 20% gains possibly coming out of TIA. So while everyone's freaking out, it looks like the 7-minute here and the 10-minute, these look bullish, breaking out. Again, it could come up and dump in 2 seconds. I don't know, right? I know nothing but the fact about ignorance, but the TA is telling me technically this could make a nice move here to the upside. All right. If it alt sees it as then Bitcoin money should cycle into alts as Bitcoin drops and then goes sideways. 100%. And there's going to be key alts that people want to trade and they're going to be jumping on in. All right. Look at TA is now at 8 beans. I mean, ripping. It just went from 785 to 8 beans, up $15 in a second. It's pretty crazy. It's absolutely absurd. And it looks like it's going to pump even more right now. It's the only thing above the 200 MA on the 1 minute. Above the 200 MA on the 5, right? It's doing great. So comparatively to Bitcoin, I mean, that's a healthy chart. That flag looks like it's going to rip to 963. Like crazy beans. And I could be wrong. Who knows? But the TA, you know, low stochastics touching the 21. Many times I've seen a pump out of that to the upside. The Bitcoin could be done pumping for the moment too and start kind of a move back to the upside. Very possible. Look at Bitcoin getting a big move here back up. And there's so many people that wish they got Bitcoin. So I can't tell you what's going to happen. Honestly, anything could happen. I'm not selling my position. See, I'm not running in panic selling, and I don't have all my money in leverage. I'm a long-term spot trader that teaches my students and how to basically stay the course, how to position ourselves at the right time and basically stay the course. All right. It's not easy. It's not perfect. It takes a lot of skill and a lot of time and a lot of patience. A lot of my positions I hold for a long period of time. Crypto Billy called it out yesterday or the day before on the channel. It's not overnight. You don't make success overnight. Everyone thinks success is this big explosion that happens in front of your face. It's not. Success is this one daily habit that you do every day over and over again that creates a change in your life. And then one day you look back and somehow, some way, things are different. And you're living a completely different life than you used to. And like, it works very slowly, very subtly. It wears on you. There's days where you don't think you can do it. There's days where you lose the drive, the motivation. That's where discipline comes in. All right. You think I want to stream every single day? I mean, most days I do. I really do. I love it. But there's probably a day, maybe every once out of 60, 70 days, I have a slamming headache or I didn't sleep enough and I just want to lay in bed or something. And I get up and I say, man, I got to do what I got to do. I work out. I get my head right. We hit the charts. Some of those days are the days I hit some of my biggest gains, are the days where I'm like, and I laugh at the end of that afternoon. And then I praise God. I say, thank you, God. I wasn't feeling that good today, but you gave me one of the best live streams I've ever had. I said, I never know what you have in store for me. I'm always going to stay open-minded and keep that. So even the days I feel slightly off, they actually turn into my best days. Isn't that funny? And then my best days are just my best days. They're just awesome. So, you know, I've learned the secret to life. It's to stay in the present moment at all times. Not to get overwhelmed by emotions, by what's happening in the past or the present, in the future. Stay right here. I can control right now. Like right now, I can control what's happening in the charts. Or no, you know, I can control how I react to what's happening in the charts, right? And that's it. There's nothing else I can control. Bitcoin could make a nice bull flag here and pump to the upside. Bit of a cup and handle. There's some bullish divergence here again for BTC. The bigger time frames are not amazing. Again, we're back to the same story as yesterday. Can we break the 200 MA? And then we got to break the 5-minute 200 MA. You know, yesterday we basically broke the 5-minute 200 MA and things were looking somewhat good. Looked like we could get a breakout here. Things were looking nice. We had broken above the 5-minute 200 MA, and this flag was looking absolutely beautiful. But that's why you put a stop right there, right? When we come, you get stopped out, and then you live to fight another day. You don't go all in with your whole portfolio, right? We saw this inverted end and shoulder. We ate the shoulder. We got the move to the upside. Boom. And then right there. Yeah. BOOKMAP Sam, can you please look at DOT? ETH, yeah, but the 4K, yeah. Like, out of the top 20 coins that don't do horribly in the next bear market, TIA should be amongst the top 20 or 10, to be honest. Oh, yeah. It's going to... Mercury Retro starts tomorrow, so be careful with leverage longs. Sergio Angel, God bless you, brother. Amen. Amen. Yeah. I would take profits. I just took profits on my TIA. You know what I mean? You guys do what makes you happy. I really did too. I can stand by it. I sold. All right. I sold a large amount. I took profits. It's good to take profits. It's good to stack chips. Okay. No point short the bull market. You might just get wrecked. Yeah. I don't like shorting the market personally. I don't. You know, I don't. It's not my thing. I do see it does look like we're going to make a bigger move down though, but who knows? I've never seen the whole world fight over one asset like this. So I'm in an unprecedented time, just like you are. Like, we don't know. So that's why I'm saying, hey, if we get above the 200 MA on the 1 minute, then we might get another move here further to the upside. You see? That would be a short squeeze. It happens a lot when the stochastics are high. So... And, you know, funnel money out of your futures account. When you're up big and you've made money out of the futures account, funnel that money out. I like to funnel that money out and buy an altcoin, buy some Bitcoin. You know, turn it into a long-term, something you're going to do long-term with it, right? One thing I could do is I could do this, right? I'm up $5,000 in a couple days. You funnel it out, you buy Bitcoin. I funnel that to the bot, right? That uses Bitcoin as collateral, and let the bot just keep making gains on that. And so then I can keep compounding the wins that I made here and just run a cycle. Pretty crazy, right? Then the bot makes gains. You take that and buy Bitcoin with that and funnel it back to the bot. Next thing you know, the bot gets more and more capital to play with, and the bot gets stronger. Pretty interesting, right? And in that concept, you can compound the gains in a way you've never even thought possible. So some people are making this in like some type of falling wedge that could still break out. I mean, this is your bullish scenario. Your bearish scenario is the shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. I have seen this type of head and shoulder before that's played out before in my life. And to me, usually there's a little last minute pump that they try to entice people into before the nasty dump, right? And this could be what we're seeing right now, but you never know. You know, they're toying with us now. They got us all in this place. So that's why the guy who bought Bitcoin like we did, or who DCAs, or even if you just bought Bitcoin, but you're like, no, I got a 2-3 year plan, or I'm going to hold out throughout this bull run. These are just my first buys. I can handle if we drop down to 94,000. You got to have a long-term scenario and a long-term plan for almost everything you do. Either it's and see, this is how you don't get pissed like the guys that you saw there earlier. This is how you don't get pissed in trading. All right. It's very simple to me too. And I always tell myself this when I get mad at myself or I do something that I shouldn't have done, right? I step back and I ask myself, I said, Sam, there's only 3 trades. I said, there's a scalp on the 1 minute when you're in and out, and you got to be there and you got to work the trade, and you know that. And if you decided not to work the trade or put in the work, or you walked away, or you saw something lose a 200 MA and you didn't bail and you let yourself get eaten, then that's on you, Sam. You got to work the 1 minute if you're going to trade the 1 minute. All right. Amen. So I say, okay, so if you're not going to be due diligent and really put in the work, like when I'm trading the 1 minute, a lot of times I have to stand here at my desk because I'm assessing whether we're breaking above a key level. We break above a key level, I double down, I wait, we get a huge pump, I'm out on the short squeeze. It happens fast. You see me, I can make, the $100 comes in a minute, sometimes $500 in a couple minutes. It happens quick. The other day I made $500, under 5 minutes or something. It was crazy, right? So you got to be fast with it. You got to be quick. So that's one thing. So you're either in a scalp trade on the smaller time frames, and you're focusing. If you lose your focus, that's on you. Okay. Number 2, you're in a swing trade You put your stop loss, you put your entry, you get hit or you don't, right? You lose your swing trade, it is what it is, okay? You planned on putting up, and you got to know what you're willing to lose and go from there. Done. Or number 3, you're in a DCA where you're buying for a long-term ideal. You have a way longer-term plan, and you can't let the emotions of the day-to-day market affect you. If you're up huge one day and your account's up booming, and then the next day you're not, you can't be sad or happy just over that. It's awesome when you're up huge, and it's good to celebrate your wins. But make sure you're taking money out of the market if you're going to celebrate a win. Like, there's got to be a realized gain. Okay? So there's 3 trades in your life. You're either scalping on the smaller time frames, okay, and you're paying attention to it, and you're in it. And even then, there should be a stop loss. Okay? Number 2, you're in a swing trade where you know exactly what you're going to lose, exactly what you're going to take. And be a man or be a woman about it. Whoever's out there, you know? And I'm saying, like, man up. When you get in that trade and you're like, this is where I'm at, and you say, I'm going to risk 3,000 for 9,000, and the trade's down 1,500, it is what it is. You made that commitment already. You see what I'm saying? You made the commitment. The problem with traders is they make a commitment to a trade based on someone they're watching, something they're doing, and they just like, I'm going to get taken care of because this is what this YouTuber said. And I'm going to wake up tomorrow in gains. And the fact that they could lose just never crosses their mind. It just doesn't, you know, this guy's been so accurate, so he can't lose. There's just no way he's wrong. He's always right, right? And then bang, you know, next thing you know, things aren't the same. And then it's everybody else's fault. But I mean, you make the trade, right? You set up the situation. Okay. So just, you know, those are the things that you always want to kind of hear in your mind and think about. Could we reverse? What is no one seeing? Maybe we do this. Maybe this is an inverted head and shoulder and just a little sideways price action, and somehow we don't get a bigger pullback. Unlikely to me. The probability is we go down today, further down. And honestly, if we want to be real about it, we could do something like this, which I think is the better scenario. And it's a descending triangle. Look at that, like a descender. And we've already kind of fallen out of the pattern, and now we're bearishly retesting the bottom of the pattern. So I would take my profits and let this thing fall through and gobble up my altcoins at a lower price, right? Specific ones are pumping no matter what. It is what it is, right? For some reason, SEI and TIA are ripping. We don't know, but that's just what it is. This looks like it's going to rip to 972 today. I could be wrong. Who knows? All right. I still hold a huge bag of this, like over 20, you know, a big bag of it. So we'll see where this thing goes, but I'm happy to see it pump to the upside. Let's take a look at Atom. And so look, even on the smaller time frame here, Bitcoin in this little flag. If the 1 minute can break back above the 200 MA, that's how this day starts. That's how we get the pump. Our measured move takes us right up there to about, what, 97,500. If we can't get back above this and we slump, then we know which way the market's deciding to go. You know, you don't have to be right in the 5 minute. You could be trading the 1 hour, but the 5 minute could tell you when to bail. You see? That's why I like the smaller time frames. Like, you don't even need to trade this flag. You could just use this flag as a go tell signal for what you're doing on the bigger time frame. To me, we're breaking down. This is all shenanigans on the smaller time frames, but you never know. There's always losses. You just have to be bigger, have bigger profits in the losses. I usually bet on Kalashi, but trading is a completely different game. I don't know what betting is. I don't bet, yeah. Still making money, Sam, because of the 99. Everyone should be in it. Much love. Shout out to Mr. Delicious. God bless you, man. Yeah. And we had an amazing week of trading. Like, the money poured on us. Like, it was insane. You know, the money poured on us. So when you go to the bank, they ask you for your ID, not ours, not Sam's. This is your money. Remember that. You're funny. Can we take a look at Anchor, please? Sure. So funny. Crypto betting or no different. Yeah. It just takes one of Elon's 7 trillion to buy one coin, and it pumps during the Bitcoin dump. Tell me about Sweet. Seems like take some profit time. hey, you know, it's still a good time, you know. So TIA ripping, man, 814. Ripping. We just talked about it. It was like 780, right? 785. Already up 3%. Thing is ripping. Sammy, I missed the bear market having a smaller bankroll. Is it best to swing trade and take profits of the pumps and reinvest in other coins? The bot's amazing, man. Yeah. It ain't a good time when the Strike app auto purchase Bitcoin worth 50K at 99 price. Wow, Strike app auto purchase. My alts are made 3 ways into massive gains. Dude, the alts are up huge. We're in a good spot right now on these altcoins. TA just absolutely ripping, man. Unbelievable. Like, it's like funny to me. Like, I'm trying to get back in. My sub just ended in the holidays of things again. In 1 month, nowhere near enough. It's been only a few months. Everyone, we're doing a Black Friday sale. If you just jump on in, right? In below, there's a link. If you hit that link, it's going to give you access to the Black Friday sale. It's going to give you access 24 hours before, though. So you have to hit the link, fill out the form. We're going to give you a discount coupon code 24 hours before. That gives you access to my entire class inside of there. Access to the elite traders that are posting charts. I'm posting charts. Thousands, over 1,000 lifers in there every day, grinding. People that really care about you, want to progress. I attract, I believe, the smartest, nicest, best people in the game, right on into the game. And so, yeah. So you can, well, look at this, man. Bitcoin's really just holding itself down sideways again. And most of that money just seems like it fell out of these altcoins and into Bitcoin. You never know. Be careful. Take your scalps in and out. But I mean, and again, remember, when your coin breaks the daily 200 MA, research that. You'll find that every asset that does that 9 out of 10 times is going to be a great buy. So anyone who stresses, like, you got to stress, I look at long-term data, and that will keep you from getting emotional. If Bitcoin dumps, do you think XRP will go back to 115 range, or do you think a chart stays at 113 to hold? Gary Gensler is you're funny. Newly subscribed and loving the great vibes of the stream. Keep up the great work. Shout out from Long Island. Shout out to Ray Rigatoni. Hey Ray, I love you, brother. You made me hungry though. I love Rigatoni. Sam, what are some good resources for positivity, manifestation, and daily motivation? By the way, love the channel. You know, Joe Dispenza. Okay. Also, reading books by the Master Key Society. Every day, read a book. Fill yourself with knowledge. Jim Rohn. Every morning, I do a Jim Rohn motivation. In my trading group, I usually post a video. The weekends, I don't, because I don't do the whole like same regiment as I do the 5 days. I break it up with my family a little bit, but yes. But look at this. I mean, beautiful flag here to the upside for Bitcoin, still holding the move. And Bitcoin might actually start pumping right now. And every altcoin might get back in line. You never know. Every dip is when I buy. I add a little bit to the dips, man. Right? So you do whatever makes you happy. Can't wait for January 20th to step down Gary. I mean, it depends. I took profits on this, but if I was into, like, say I was DCing into a coin, I didn't have enough, I would take this chance to buy more of it. I have such a fat portfolio. I'm pretty happy with what I got. Every time I add more coins, I'm like, really though? It's insanity. It's all about the 1 minute 200 MA. If we break it, we can move. If we can't, we're back in the same spot. Playing games, right? I mean, there's your cup and handle, Sammy, cup and handy to the upside with the measured move all the way to 97.5. Common sense research, the average energy consumed for one Bitcoin transaction is 85,177, equivalent to about a month of electricity for the average US household. How stupid have people become? I don't know what that means. Careful on Bitcoin. Check out the daily. There's strong bearish Class A divergence across the long MACD histogram on the RSI. Amen. 100%. Yeah, we looked at that. Thank you, Greg. Or come to Lifer's channel every single day and get motivation, crypto trading, and a life lesson. Kill 4 birds with 1 stone right here. Yeah, I mean, this is the place. Sam, I'm planning on getting married soon and wanted to know where you get your awesome suits. From WAZIN Tailors. WAZIN Tailors. Sam WAZIN. All right. In New York City, led by the experienced Sam WAZIN with over 20 years experience in the industry. Sam has honed his craft. His name is Sam too, you know what I mean? So I only work with other Sams. No, I'm just mad. But yeah, this is it, man. He'll make you the nicest suit. He's been making suits for a long time. Sam WAZIN. All right. He's at 57 West 57th Street. I mean, what a perfect address too. Call him up, 212-752-2239. All right. WAZIN Custom Tailors. He makes my suits, bro. They're amazing. This one I got years before that, but it was still a custom suit. Capitalized, created the area. Where's the some crazy people out here. I want to look nice for my wedding, and I want to know where I should buy an awesome suit. Sammy looks great every day, man. Where's your target for SEI? The moon. Yeah, the moon. I mean, SEI is ripping right now. It's absolutely ripping. So is TIA. TIA at 819 now. Just going for it. So, pretty crazy to see. The sun always shines. Be that kid portfolio is all ish going. You're funny, man. Tell him Sammy sent you. You're going all the way to look. Yeah. Like to the watchers. Let's go. I watch every day and love you. God bless you, man. Thank you, Sean Carr. Could you give us your opinion on Anchor Chart? Thanks for everything. Menswear. What do you think of RWA Lifer? I love RWA. I got a bunch of coins in RWA. And that thing could do serious damage. It really could. Right? Man, TIA is so far away from the 21 on that daily. It has me like, whoa. Right? Even here too, like, I mean, it's on it though, right there. I mean, on this time frame though, it's touching it, but it's crazy. Like the chart says it rips to 960, so there it goes, right? But the bigger time frames also tell you to be careful. It could make a lower low. I'll be honest. Sometimes your TA will be on point, and you'll know exactly what to do. And some days you'll be like, you won't. And when you won't, do you put tons of money? No. That's when you and usually you look back and you'll be like, as a trader, you'll be like, wow, thank God. Your TA was actually, at the time, you think you were a human who was confused. But after years of doing this, you realize when your TA was giving you mixed signals, that's when you should slow down. And then you'll be like, wow, I avoided a lot of pain every time I did that. And you'll be very happy with yourself. And you'll be like, wow, how did I figure that out? And it's like, well, because years of doing it has molded me. Now, in the moment, because you're in the moment, you never know what's going to happen. It happens to me all the time. I live through the moment as a trader. I never know if I'm making the right decision every single day when I go with my group and I say, I don't know, but I believe this was likely going to happen, right? And we go from there. And when that, you keep pushing, and then boom. Eventually you look back in your life and you're like, somehow I made it through. Like, I called a lot of the shorts. Like, I made it through a lot of the longs. Like, I wasn't right every day, and I knew I wasn't 100%. But, wow, dang, I made it through. You're like the market dumps, and your TA was giving you iffy signals, so you dialed it back, and then the market took a beat down. And you're like, wow, man, my TA was spot on. At the time, you thought you were confused, see? But you knew that it wasn't giving you 100%. Now, there's other days you look and the market says, do this, and you're like, man, that looks great. I'm going to take that. You take it, it rips, and you're in. And you're like, wow, like that just works so well. And you felt it, you saw it, and there was just no hesitation. That happens to me many, many times. Okay. And then you wonder, well, then there's days you wake up, you're about to trade, and you can't do that. And you're like, why don't I have that? And it's because the market's your strategy isn't giving you, your strategy is saying, hey, take a check. Phantom ripping to 95. Look at this thing. Going to its local all-time high, basically. Like, it hasn't been there hasn't been up here since 4 years, 3 years since May of 2021. Phantom. And there, look, we have this flag for Phantom, and Phantom just ripping on the daily. And Phantom looked nice on the daily. It really did. Look at that bull flag for Phantom booming to the upside. Phantom doing damage, about to go to 106. And it's funny, man, the oldie but goodie Phantom, of course, absolutely ripping. And here, look, I'm giving you this call. It's pretty awesome how I did it too. Look, Phantom putting in a strong higher low at 63. I expect that to hold and pump to 106 to begin. I mean, that's a stone cold call there. Like, It started to pump right after that, and it's up huge from there. And I gave the call. There's your before, and there's your after for Phantom. And, you know, I stay bullish in a bull run, man. While people get squeamish, I stay bullish in a bull run. The only profits I take are to put into other coins. I don't take profits to put anywhere else. I don't take profits out the market. I just put profits from one coin to another one. And I'm not leaving this place. So look, that looks like it's going to pump right there. 140 is the target now for Phantom out of this flag. That looks very doable. Looks like the Phantom ecosystem is about to explode in a major way. This is pretty crazy. Real leaders will scrub toilets if they have to. They will serve their people. They don't have to, but they will. Find your people. Find your people in the 99. Helpful leaders. Amen. 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 Crypto Bill, you need to come over and scrub a toilet for you, buddy. I'll be there, man. I got you, boy. Checked him. I was down 1,900 pounds on Friday, but I got back in 2 days ago and I'm up 400. See, there you go. Soul bottom, get some. Phantom with the big boy pants. I mean, Phantom really stepping up right now and showing signs of a big move. So you got Phantom stepping up. You got SEI stepping up. You got a lot of coins saying, you know what? I don't care about you, Bitcoin. Damn, Neural AI, though, they got that one. We were at 969. Funny how the market gets so squeamish so fast. But hey, people take profits. Smart people take, you know, see that they're up and they take some profits. Some people kick themselves for taking profits, though. They look back and they're like, might have been a bad idea. Here, just go to the 1 hour. What's up right now? The hottest coin of the game is the coin that Sammy picked. How is that possible? The coin that Sammy's heavy on. I just kept, you know, SEI. So I have a crystal ball. Something's going on with me, right? It's kind of sick, right? Because you guys know I was so heavy on this. I talked about it so much. You saw me put a boatload of money in there. Like SEI is like the one, right? But it just makes sense. Where are you going to put your money now? You know, we're sweet out. We got our sweet money. Now what? You see what I'm saying? Like, now what? So SEI, baby, is the one, man. SEI is the one. It is. And here we are absolutely ripping. Look, I got a bag of $53,000 in SEI. This thing was 40 grand and we're up 13,000. Booming to the upside. While people are crying about they're probably getting liquidated and their Bitcoin longs and all that. You know what I mean? You get out when you lose a 200 MA and you make a move. Wow, Chainlink back to 16 though, man. That thing was ripping. So happy to see that. Peanut at 114. Now, Peanut might be, you know, when that, and I had a feeling Peanut was going to dump. People thought I was crazy. All right. And remember, this little pump could be, we didn't get above the 200 MA. So this means nothing. This means nothing. And honestly, just because SEI's up right now, you could see it dump down. This is how this market works, man. You'll be all happy. An hour later, everything's dumping. It's crazy. I'm telling you right now, the bigger time frames tell us we're in for a doozy. They show us that a move is coming to the downside. That's what they tell us. The 1 hour wants to make it back down to the 94,005. And you can see the liquidity right there back down to 90, 95. And you can just see it. It's likely going to happen. So shout out to MCEN holding it down. Looks like it's getting a bit of a pump here. That MEXI listing really might be a big deal for it. I didn't think they had the you know, the budget to do that. I thought I was a way smaller kind of out of the budget. I didn't think we would see that on a centralized exchange. CRAZYFROG, someone said, is going wild. I don't know about that. Maybe. All right, now you're gone. Christian, get him out of here. We looked at your coin. Get him out of here. Phantom is taking your soul. You guys are funny, man. I love y'all. You guys are the best, man. I mean, there is a bearish divvy here now. Swing down while the chart swings up, right? So yeah, SEI just did an absolute salute to the next to the moon, man. It said, "I'm gone, baby. I'm gone." Like, I don't know if it was my buy there that when I showed my wallet. I don't know what happened there, but that thing just, I mean, it has a beautiful inverted head and shoulder. You can see I have drawn that it's supposed to break out 68% of the time. The TA is just playing out the way it's supposed to And you just saw me make massive gains. Like that candle alone was like a $5,000 candle for me. Phantom doesn't ask for permission. SEI taking names and kicking butt. Absolutely. I just can't believe my call is the one ripping. I feel kind of strange right now. I feel like Jesse Livermore while the whole market's dumping and he was shorting the market. You know what I mean? It's like, why? Like, but you know what? I could see it happening and the TA just said it was going to happen. And I stayed strong on this idea and I didn't budge. And if everyone knows me on my channel, they know I'm strong on that SEI, man. And I didn't follow anyone. I didn't watch any other channel. It's my own thing. I always pick some coin. I just kind of do my thing with it. And everyone, I mean, and it's not even that crazy. It's the next biggest chain. You have Soy, you have Sol, you have Sui, you have Say. I guess it's Say. It's Say, right? We'll call it Say. Say is hot right now. All right. Say is hot right now. I mean, that makes me want to sell right now. That's a huge candle away from the 21. I mean, that has to come back. Sam, MCEN will be listed on weeks, not MEXI. Oh, thank you for saying that. Appreciate that. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the super chats and see what people are saying here. I got to jump in about, I don't know, 10 minutes. Good morning. What are your thoughts on ALEO? Thank you for all that you do for us. I see you in the group after the Black Friday sale. God bless you, Chase, man. I love you for that. God bless. I'll see you. I will see you, Chase. Hey, Lifer, love your show. Can you take a look at Adam? Love you from Denmark. Brian Taylor says, Axie Infinity, long-term chart, please. Sam, what are your thoughts on the good resources for positivity? This channel. Show up every day, said Crypto Billy. And he's an older man telling you that. He knows. He has wisdom. Listen to his wisdom. Stand on the shoulders of giants. And that means taking other people's life experience for your own. Okay? Sammy, what are some of the good... if Bitcoin dumps, do you think XRP will go back to 115? Or the charts could say, we'll have to look at that. There's also losses. You have to be bigger. Yep. Still making money because of the group of the 99. God bless you. Thank you. GPU. GOAT. MEMEFI. Wow, we got a lot. Dang. I thought I was about to skip on out of here on a Sunday morning. We'll get it down. We'll get it done, though. Let's take a look at GPU and GOAT, and then we'll go from there. We'll take it one step at a time. How do you eat an elephant, right? You don't eat elephants. I don't like that saying. How do you eat a really big steak? You know, that's all I got to say. I just think of someone like chopping up and eating an elephant. I feel really bad. It doesn't make me feel good, you know? And I'm just repeating what someone said one day. It doesn't sit with my frequency, you know? So let's take a look here on this, you know, Adam and Eve double bottom. And a bit of a crazy move there for GPU. But it isn't an Adam and Eve double bottom, as you can see. And you can kind of get this trend line cooking. And you can get this cooking here. And it says, okay, fine, you're going to come back down. A little bit of a Bitcoin pullback, but this thing never got its chance anyway. So this is just, you know, there's a lot of coins that are still sitting in what's called accumulation. Up, down, up, down, up, down, with a rounded bottom. Eventually, they're gonna moon. And it's only a matter of time. Eventually, they are going to moon, though. And it's only a matter of time. The sad thing about SEI is Bitcoin will dump, and then SEI will dump right back to 50 in 2 seconds. It's so crazy how this market works. You know? It can. I mean, it can. You never know. Just be prepared for absolute absurdity when there's a lot of money coming in and out of the market. All right? So can we get a move all the way up here to 192? Possible. But it looks like it's going to pull back down to give you a chance to buy in there, maybe at 80 cents. Right? So I look for it to bounce back to 80 cents. Then go sideways. Look, it will be kind of a deranged inverted head and shoulder. And I could be wrong. Hear what I just said? I could be wrong. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. Who knows what could happen to this? But that looks likely based on my years of data, but I don't know. Okay. He said, give me this sweet Cetus pullback. I know, right? And let's take a look at GOAT. I never jumped into GOAT. I never got the, you know, we actually learned about it real early. And I thought I was late because, you know, I like getting in. I want that 10x to 100 mil. We must have looked at GOAT when it was at what, like, I'd say, I don't know, 200 mil, something like that. Maybe even 100 mil. It was pretty early when we found out about it. But yeah, you're going to get a pullback. And GOAT has been doing healthy pullbacks. Each time it pumps, comes back down to the 618, and then pumps again. So a pumped here, you would expect it to come back down to the 786, 618 area right here, this line, this area, and then pump again. Now, Bitcoin takes a bigger pullback. The meme coins take a bigger pullback. Just remember that too. All right. Just how it works. I'm sorry. I wish it was different, but that's just how it works. Now, you have a lot of people, the Bitcoin dumps won't be as fast as they used to be. Why? Because you have a lot of people DCAing into Bitcoin, and these prices look good to them. They were waiting for 90, 99, 100, and they didn't. Now they're like, okay, 96. So that's going to, like, as Bitcoin goes up and down, it's probably going to go more sideways. So if there's sell pressure from the whales, there's still going to be some retail coming in. I don't think we haven't really always had that. I'd look for gold to come back down, possibly to 45 even, but it has a key area of support at 70 cents. It's at 77.07 right there. Looking at 777s right there as I said it. And the market cap's at 77.3. I do see this probably getting to 3 million, but I mean, that's just a 3x, and it's a lot of risk for it after all the pump. I would have just liked to got in here, got out there, and never looked at it again, you know. But again, it could be one of the premier. It's run by an actual AI, and he doesn't sleep, so he can definitely outperform a human. So how could that not continue to pump? But humans have AI bots, you know, tweeting for them now too. So what's the difference, really? You know what I mean? MEMEFI, this thing ripped. It really did. It did good. It did what you thought it would do, and it made people a lot of gains. It's been in this scenario before, right, like this, and it pulled back, but it's still pumped. It's had a previous support as resistance. It's got a couple of those. And again, all you can do is your fibs. Like, that's what I do in these situations. It's a meme, right? What's going to happen? Now, if it bounces off that, then you're looking for it to make an inverted head and shoulder, which is the chance it does. People could just be like, all right, I don't care about Bitcoin now. I'm going to move back to memes. All right. If Bitcoin keeps ripping, SEI is going to rip all the way to 80 today. Like, it's going to go to 80 right now. It lagged. The whole market ripped, and SEI really kind of was like, it got, you know, now it's like, I could sniff out these gains. I don't know how. I could just sniff them out. And what a move there for SEI. Unbelievable, really, if you think about it. I'm proud to be a Saiyan. It's actually Say. I keep calling it SEI. People probably get, you know, it's Say, right? It's Sui and Say. Stop being a Marono over there. It's Sui and Say, brother. Right? Say it right. Get in line. I get you. I get you. I get you. Calm down. Calm down. AMC is never a warm hammer. Bucket 27 inches long. I don't know what that means. The alts aren't dropping much as of now. No, they're all right. They're all right. They're hanging in there. I mean, it's about time, right? What do you think about ETH? I bought in and hoping for a bounce off previous support from Frozone. Frozone asked with a $20 super chat. What do you think about ETH? I bought in and I'm hoping for a bounce off previous support. Let's take a look at what Frozone is saying here and break it down for you. Frozone, thank you so much for that super chat. Very nice of you. Sorry if it took us a while, but we got to it eventually. Let's take a look at Ethereum, as my buddy Jason Kasparian says. Let's take, you know, the daily looks like it wants to continue to pump, which is interesting to me. I'm going to delete all my old work here and we're going to really clean it up for you. So it just got above the 200 MA. When that happens, it's a really good sign. That tells me that this Bitcoin pullback can't be that bad because too many altcoins have breached their 200s and they don't usually give it up that easily. This tells me we're going to make some type of flag somewhat sideways, and then there's a chance that maybe even it's more of this type of flag. And then this is going to go parabolically to the upside and we're going to rip. So it says fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of a pullback back to 32. Right? And you got strong support there at 31, 76, 32. And then that's where we'll get the bounce. Let's zoom in here to show you. I'm like, why am I so far away? When you guys are like, we can't see the candle, Sammy. So, you know, you're looking at something like this here for Ethereum. Now, maybe it goes sideways and it holds this level too, and we never get lower. That's a chance. You know, things are looking bullish for the altcoins, but the 21, the daily, they come and connect. And then you see a golden cross eventually coming here. That means when you front run, when you see a golden cross eventually happening, it tells you that, yeah, you may go up and down in the next 1 week or two, but it tells you in the next 2 months, you're going to be higher. And I see a $4,500 Ethereum possibly by the end of December. So, you know, it's going to be, the next month is going to feel really long. All right. Time is going to stretch out. I just get ready. All right. The next 2 to 3 weeks are going to feel like a couple months. I can't explain why, but that's just what's going to happen. That's how they're going to use this market and how the market's going to move. And you're going to feel drawn out a bit, and it's going to slow time and space down on you. It's happened to me before. I see it happening again. Just get ready. All right. If you have no idea what I'm saying, don't worry. It'll still happen. And with Mercury in retrograde, it makes a lot of sense. I feel it already happening right now. I can feel it. Like, it's just like this. Get ready for the craziest month of your life. All right. This is just the beginning. Don't get scared. Don't let these pullbacks get to you. Don't let the day-to-day emotions fill you with what's really happening, because that's not reality. That's just like a burst right now. You have to zoom out and feel the overall sense of where you are. All right. Now, are the SUI memes going to start pumping? Are the Say memes going to start pumping? Yes, that's what we're talking about here. So Ethereum pullback possibly to 32. Then look for it to make this beautiful rising wedge and boom to the upside. I see ETH going. It's finally spoken. Like it's taken some market share. It's taken some dominance back. All right. Let's take a look at ETH dominance too. And ETH dominance is just falling off a cliff. Look at that. I mean, to what? To Solana? To SEI? You know, ETH has lost its dominance in the market on the altcoins. Look at it. You know, ETH dominance losing the daily. I mean, that's kind of done, right? You got SOL dominance is probably moving. And SOL is, look, I mean, this is telling you what's happening in the market. So if you want to put your money somewhere, where do you think you should put it? SOL dominance about to go on a tear out of a cup and handle. This tells you people might be selling Bitcoin for Solana like they don't care. And if they're selling Bitcoin for Solana, they're selling Bitcoin for Say, and they're selling Bitcoin for SUI. So, you know, people have spoken. They want fast, furious action. And retail's coming in strong. And this is what they want. Nobody cares about Bitcoin right now. They're selling their Bitcoin for these awesome coins. Look how we're not focused on Bitcoin the whole day. We're showing you opportunity. Where's the opportunity? It's in these hot chains that are moving the coins, that are giving retail what they want at the best speeds possible. I just showed you ETH dominance taking a dump and SOL dominance about to rip. When SOL dominance takes control, it's gone, baby, gone. Why do you think I have 100 grand in SOL at 100,000? You know, at 100 up, at $100, man. I'm big on, and yo, Say is gonna rip. You know, it was all SUI for a while. It's now Say's turn. Don't you get it? You want to buy when no one's, Say was like, it was the stepchild nobody cared about. And look, MEMEFI is your premier meme coin, your very low cap gem here that's gonna perform well. As long as we, you know, you never know, right? It could go to zero. That's why, like right now, it's going to perform well. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not 100%. Nothing I say is a guarantee. All right. If you bought this and it dumps, who knows, right? And I didn't buy any of this, you know. Almost wish I did, right? On that back play on Say. If I knew Say was going to rip, then this one was going to rip better. Yeah, 90% gains there. But it looks like it's just getting started. The next time this thing pulls back or makes any consolidation, I'm going to consider making a pretty nice entry into it. Might even put my TIA bag in there, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, that thing could outperform. It rips up here. It's going to gap very fast up to 4. That's a nice move there. So whenever I can get into a flag, it looks like there's a nice 140% gains coming. Cup and handle above the 200 MA. Look at your 22. And look, it consolidated and got above the 200. Looks a lot like the SHIB bag, right? The SHIB these aren't great consolidated, but SHIB did the same thing and pumped. All right. And then there's SEILOR, right? Isn't SEILOR another one? You know, we know our stuff. Kryptonite. And look, similar action here. All right, so I'm showing you where the money's at in cryptocurrency, and I'm showing you where the opportunity is. Off the top of my head, I just know. And these are your premier memes right now. Off the top of my head, there's more. This one's about to gap and then rip. This is crazy. It looks like someone has just found the Say ecosystem, and it may be time for them to just go absolutely crazy on it. This is interesting. Something's brewing here, and it's brewing crazily. All right. Nos and Gala will rip as well. I hope so. I like Nosana a lot. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Cody? Check Matt on Soul. Mad's all right. You know, memes after dark. It's been pumping pretty nicely. We know about Mad. Yeah, so this daily looks like it's going to continue. It looks like it could start ripping and continue to pump. I don't like chasing, so I need some type of flag. Wow, this thing is ripping right now. Crazy. I don't own any of these yet, so I'm going to miss out as it rips. We knew about them down here. We knew about them here. When they first came out, we were getting into them. I didn't truly understand them yet, and then look what they did. I mean, that rally was crazy. 14x. I mean, that rally was crazy. It caught us off guard. You know, it started December, and then it was just, wow. And we might have one of those right now into the same kind of rally, and then a cool-off period. What's creeping me about this next cycle is if it's going to creep out, then if it's going to be an awesome cycle and I have to hold forever, but there's going to be dips, then how do I hold? You know, I'm doing the math over this next cycle. I'm like, but if we got a huge rip and then we come all the way up here, and then I'm like, but it's a, you know, that's it. I got to sell it all, right? I mean, it's like, if you put $100 on Chill Girl, by the time it reaches 1 cent, you'll have 1,000. You're funny, man. The SEI amigos are generally only listed on CoinMarketCap, not on TradingView. SEIN is on TradingView. Yeah, DEGEN went all the way back to the daily. That's a good sign. That's what you want to see. You know. So again, I see Bitcoin, as we said before, it broke, you know, this is what I see. It broke out of this. It's now in the bear flag. Let's clean this up. So it shows that leverage traders took profits, and either bots identified the high advantage, you know. But, you know, this is what I see happening. We're coming to the 1 hour, 200 MA today or tomorrow. I say with high accuracy, but again, maybe I'm wrong. Just, you know, I am sorry. There's a chance I am not right here. I have to say that. I am a human being. All right. This is the thing. If every single thing I said happened, I wouldn't be human. So we all have to sit here together. And as good as I've been in this last, 4 years on the stream, and as amazing as my reputation is and all that stuff, and the belt, I got the belt, the TA belt, right? I've been recognized. We all know here that there's no way every single call I make is going to be correct, right? That's a fact. I cannot be 100%. So if I can't be 100%, then we all know that one day, one moment in time, I may be wrong. 100%, right? The hope is that I'm right way more than I'm wrong. And that's all that we can really pray for as human beings. And I believe the way to do that is by showing up every day and being as consistent as you can be. And so there's nothing else I can do as a human but do what I do. And I think people overthink becoming successful too. They think there's all these other things to do, but you have a list of things and you do them. Being consistent is the best thing that I can do. All right. Makes sense, right? When you really look at it and break it down in that manner, it's like, okay, I kind of get it now. We just simplify things and they make more sense to us. All right. We get overwhelmed when we think it's all this a lot more than it really is, right? So everyone, we looked at MEMEFI, we looked at GOAT, all right? And we looked at GPU. I like DEGEN a lot. It's one of my favorite coins. It calls my name. I don't own any, and I've always liked it. That inverted head and shoulder was like probably the nicest call. Look at that. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, above the 200, gone. So simple. Back to the daily, looking really nice. Now, Bitcoin could drop it. We have to understand that. But it's at a key level of support or resistance. It's been booming up from 003. I mean, it basically did a 10x there, which is awesome. It did a 10x from September. And it may want to go for more. Remember yesterday we talked about, I said it could be hitting this chain. I said if it falls from this, it's going to drop down probably to the bottom of the trend line. I remember actually I have not deja vu, but I specifically remember talking about the coin, right? It's almost got a slanted shoulder, head, right shoulder. I've played with those ideas before. It fell out of this, got back inside. I've looked at this so many times, and I just started doing that because if you don't, it's kind of like you don't really have a pattern to play with. You have nothing to respect. But it is respecting this trend. Bum, bum, bounce right. Fell out of the trend, looked like a bear flag, and then it, got the shorts to get liquidated. That 1 hour looks good to me. The 4 hour is coming down with a vengeance, and it could follow Bitcoin's dump down to this 200 MA here. So for me, I like it. And if I was going to hold it for the next 5 to 6 months and fearlessly not care, then I would buy right here for sure. But I'd definitely be okay with having an order down there. And even, and it's small, so it can move faster. And it wasn't that big before. Remember that. But if it bounces here and it makes a bit of a shoulder head, and I see this kind of right shoulder, that area right there at about 1.8, because it's pretty close to where we're at now, would be something I'd be looking at. So I'm definitely excited about DEGEN, and I might actually put some of my TAA profits in there. Like, I'm figuring out I gotta find a place to put those puppies, right? So that's kind of my next move here. And we'll see where this can go. DEGEN looks like it can rip all the way to 9 cents, but I want to be perfect. And I put in big positions so I can't get in wrong and then have to be down. I am, it happens. When you put in 10 to 15,000 and you're slightly off, you'll wait down 2-3 grand. It happens like TIA, but as long as you know what you're doing and you have a plan and you don't get weak in the knees, like, I don't care about a $4,000 down. That does, like, I can swing through that sweetly. Like, yeah, so I got an alert on DEGEN. When it hits, I'll be paying attention. And this is something I give to my traders in the group. We say, hey, I got an alert here. Set alerts on DEGEN. It doesn't mean I'm going to trade it immediately. It means I'm definitely starting to pay attention to it enough to want to set an alert and let you know, hey, I think you should also set an alert on this. I think it's worth it. This pullback shouldn't be as bad because Bitcoin dominance isn't as high. When Bitcoin dominance isn't as high, when it dumps, it can affect your altcoins as bad. Because, altcoins have taken a little bit of their life back, their livelihood back. They've made some big strides. A lot of them have made big strides. They will pull back. You're going to get a pullback. That's going to happen, but, likely they're not going to give everything back that they got. That's the plan. A 20 to 30% pullback, great. There's always losses. You just have to have bigger profits than losses. Amen. Amen. Yep. If Bitcoin dumps, will XRP hold back? Funny, XRP, do we sell it all? Always hard to sell into the highs, right? XRP has a major bearish div here. It went on a massive run. Okay. However, we're in some bullish times, but look, the 21 away on that 4 hour. 8 hour, the daily, looking like it's definitely going to pull back to the 21-day moving average. However, there's a chance we consolidate up and down, and we may consolidate, we may get I call this the twisted sister, where I'm not sure which way it's going to go. Likely when we get a pump this hard, we come back to a 618 Fibonacci, right? Which would position you somewhere at 90. But a dollar psychological and resistance breakout, we would have to lose 118 first. I mean, wow, I didn't realize it still held 133 even with this dip. It was at 150. It was such a strong move. You want to see if there's hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, and I'm seeing some. So I'll delete the projections again on the daily. This swings up while that swings down. And then you can pull a fib here. And honestly, I mean, 618, hidden bullish divergence. This thing very well may flag out and continue here to the upside. I don't know what's going to happen. I'd watch it closely. Again, you're looking at your 15-minute that did lose the 200 MA. You're looking at your 30-minute. And then if you lose the 1 hour, see how close the 1 hour is? I like that. So if the 1 hour loses the 200 MA, you're going to dump. Just like we saw Bitcoin. I said that about Bitcoin last night. I said if the 15-minute loses the 200 MA, we're likely going to dump to the downside. How does everyone say I cost them a bunch of money? I remember now, I'm going over what I said last night. I'm like, but I said if we lose the 15-minute 200 MA, we're going to dump. I said, be careful. I said, we've never done that. I said, we haven't done that all the way since the 18th. I said, be very, very careful. I mean, if a technical analyst shows you something that happened on the 18th, right there, we got below the 200 MA in the 15, and then we went on a massive rally, and then we're doing it again, and you're like, be careful, right? Like, watch out for that key level. I don't know what else I could say at that point, right? I'm also more bearish on Bitcoin than bullish right now. I'm not claiming to jump on into a long. You don't see me opening a long. I'm not like, let's go. I said the 1 minute has to break above the 200 MA. And I just want to make it clear just so you guys know what I'm saying. I don't mean to be rude here. And you know, it's not. And then this is a descending triangle. These break to the downside like 68% of the time. It's attempting to double, triple bottom, but no. And there's a move to the downside there for Bitcoin, likely to drop down to 95,300. And then we got BOOKMAP that shows us liquidity, shows us where the red is, and it's got deep red below us, all the way down to 96 at least. And that could start to move further. And then if you open it up, I mean, yeah, you got some liquidity there, 96,100, and then even there's a little, you know, 95,700. So BOOKMAP suggests we're going to dump all, you know, when you ever see a lot of yellow and red below you, you're going to go down. That's how BOOKMAP works. Okay. Remember, SEI will probably just still dump hard. It's so crazy. I've seen all of it. Maybe not. I don't want to, but I've seen it happen. Like Bitcoin will dump and then SEI will dump too. But you can see bearish engulfing candles. The 1 hour looks horrible, rolling over. We're headed to the target there, 94.8. Definitely 94,500. Head and shoulder taking over. We're dumping everybody. Okay. You come to terms with that. It's better off you come to terms with it and then deal with it as it happens. Okay. The only way I would change my tune is if the 1 minute broke above the 200, and it did not. It showed no sign of doing that. Bear City, baby. The 1 minute will show you what it wants to do. You just got to listen to it. All right. I don't know how much longer SEI could continue its pump. See? Look, it dumped all the way back to 58. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts? Such a weird time, right? Again, as long as SEI is doing its own thing, though. See, SEI, I'm in for the long haul. I'm in for the long haul with SEI. Not playing that game. But they're going to definitely move this market up and down on you. Now, Bitcoin will stabilize. SEI can pump again. And Bitcoin will dump. You know what I mean? Today's going to be a funky day. It's Sunday, too. We have CME opening up. And the volume's a little lighter than it is going to be on Monday. So, everyone, I'm going to look through here. Make sure I'm running through these super chats. Axie long term. Adam with love from Denmark. God bless you, brother. Thank you. Let's look at Axie. Axie Infinity on MEXC. Wow, even Axie ripped. I can't believe it. Even Axie, like every coin did its thing. And remember, man, let's go back to some of the bear market scenarios, right? You get these huge pumps. And then look, that's that nasty pullback right there. But you don't lose the 200 MA on the daily. So you're going to get a pullback, but you're likely, you've broken the hard part is you broke above the 200 MA on the daily now. You know, the hard part's been done. Now you just got to get the healthy pullback. Look at that's a giant double bottom. It suggests that Axie Infinity is going to go on a major run. You know, all the way to 2348. That's your target for Axie Infinity. Shout out to the 2391 people here in the live. 700. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Get 1,000 people on this live on this action. It would be awesome. I'm working my butt off here on a Sunday morning. We do 4 streams a weekend. You gotta, you know what I mean? We're just asking for a couple likes and some shekels here. We're not asking for a lot. All right. Axie on the daily looks like it could still move. The whole market's still a little like, whoa, right? So again, a pullback. You almost have to look at it on the 1 hour. I want to see your, yeah, there you go. I just want to see quick support or resistance lines that matter here. So huge rip. I mean, people that didn't sell 890 are probably kicking themselves, right? But there's the blow off. I mean, they had blow off tops. So Bitcoin at 96,400, it's dumping, right? As we suggested it would. Okay. And it's a descending triangle. These dump 90% of the time. Like, let's say they're 50-50, 90%. This is my favorite shorting pattern. It like plays out every time. I should have put 10 racks in here and shorted it to the downside. I'm like 100% these things dump. But anyway. I could be wrong. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. All right. Don't trade based on what someone shows you on YouTube. Have your own idea and your own thought process. Just get an education from me. All right. Axie Infinity maybe could rip again. It could continue to dump and consolidate. You know, it's hard to figure out because it's really extended on the bigger time frames. So you figure it would have to come down even more. I'd use your 4-hour time frame, and I say it comes back down here to 650. You got a golden pocket. You got a lot of support. You got the 21. It's too coincidental. I'd say Axie Infinity continues to dump here further down on the 4-hour, all the way down here, maybe even all the way to 564. Very possible. All right. Called the Bitcoin short for you out of the descending triangle before it happened. You could see it was going to happen. I was super bearish since I opened up the stream. I cautioned for a possible long if we had broken above that flag on the 1 minute time frame. We did not. We got rejected by it completely 2 times. I told you I only long when we break the 200. We never did. There was no reason to front run a thing. If you did that, it was on you. All right. We watched this flag form here and just never play out. Actually, a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. You can see that on the, if I go into the 30-second chart, you'll see a head and shoulder pattern there. And I get rid of the movement. You know, you'll see, look, shoulder, head, right shoulder to the downside. It's amazing, but the charts will tell you exactly what's going to happen. They're like super accurate. You just got to, and look, this is a slanted head and shoulder. That wants to dump. There's your neckline. And I saw the descending triangle, which tells me you're going to, it's a signal for a dump. So for the rest of your life, everybody, you're watching price action, okay? It's doing its thing. It hits a key level. It comes up. It hits this bottom, comes up. It's a bottom and does this. And you can make a slope down with a flat bottom. 90% of the time, if you open up a short, like above this key level here, you're going to make gains. Like this is that, you know, this is what's happening here. It's such a, you know, so memorize this idea, and when you see it, play it out. Demo trade it until you've made enough money on it, and then begin to trust it. Demo trading is about building trust between patterns in your mind. That's what demo trading's for. Okay. It's more about that than the money. Understood? That's why it's important that you demo trade. So you can make the mental connections that are needed to push through the times of the really hard times where most people are confused and can't figure it out. All right. Look, they entice you to get back into TIA, but if you took a quick scalp, I mean, this thing could move down with Bitcoin too. It's like, I took profits on TIA, right? It's not easy to do the right thing. They make it very hard. They make it very, very hard. Wow, that was a rip. I mean, that was a crazy little, you know, what could happen. You're away from the 21 on many of these coins, which tells me you're going to have to come back to the 21. I see it many, many times. It's funny, you know, my leverage trading is making me a better trader at everything. Because whenever I'm in a leverage trade on the 1 minute, you guys see me, right? I'm raising my stop, and then I'm out, right? Because I know we're going to come back to the 21. So all those months now and the years of doing that on the 1 minute have taught me, yes, the daily's going to come back. We're sadly going to have to probably revisit to a $6 atom. But that's going to be the cup and handle that we're going to talk about. And then we're going to have cup and handle season. And so we got the breakouts of the initial bulls. Now we're going to get the pullbacks of the handles. And then, my friends, the fireworks will start. So it looks like everyone's going to get lucky to get a chance to accumulate some of their coins at a good price before they put us into profit and start to rip to the upside. It is going to take us some time, though, to get in there. All right. It is going to take us some time to get in there. But at the end of December, we all should be good and ready to go, and our coin should be ripping. So we're going to go through this little period, a little pullback, and then boom. And that's what I'm seeing. And I could be wrong. Maybe we uptrend, and these are the best prices ever. But it's, in my lifetime, it's very likely you come back to the 21. And I've said it many times. You guys have seen it many times too as well. And my man Chase Peel asked about ALEO. I've never heard of ALEO yet. So you're giving me something new here. ALEO. And I do have to go. It's my wife's birthday today, and I got to take her to breakfast. And our reservations are 20 minutes from now, and the place is about 10 minutes away. So I kind of have to start to move. Yeah. Best training is to use real money and learn to lose. You know what? I never did a lot of demo trading in my life. I wish I had done it, at least to figure out strategy. But I was definitely someone that needed to just get pounded till I figured out how to get myself out of it. All right. Look at Beats on Phantom. Thank you. Bleed you and the family. No, bless you and the family. Yeah. Shout out to Juan De La Una. We love you, Juan. Beats on Phantom. Beats, Beethoven. I mean, it's okay. It's been ripping. It formed that nice cup, which usually tells you there's interest in it. It's been booming right now with Phantom. Interesting. Before I go, let me just glance at SEI. Say, I'm going to start calling it Say. Say, baby, Say. Wow, hit 64 and dipped all the way down to 56. That's like thousands of dollars for me, right? It's crazy. I got faith, baby. The daily looks good, and I'm not getting out. I like where we're at. And there's my sell on TIA. Finally looks like it could be good or bad. I don't know. They're playing with me there on TIA. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I got alerts on DEGEN. There's other coins to be paying attention to. I see Bitcoin continuing its rapture to the downside. We had a beautiful pump. What goes up must come down, everyone. It is what it is. Don't get caught up. Don't overtrade on a Sunday. I'll be back tonight at 8 p.m. to break it down for each and every one of you. May God bless everyone. If I miss a super chat, please forgive me. It's getting harder and harder for me to do every single one of them. But I do my best. I really do. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. for a weekly candle close of mass proportions. Everyone stay safe. Stay amazing. I took profits. You do what makes you happy. I took profits of like 30 grand. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We'll see what happens. But you got to pay yourself along the way. May God bless everybody here. May you have a wonderful day. I'll see you tonight.